Welcome to the Mystic Psychology Podcast. I am really happy that you are here in the space where your spirit meets your everyday life and your energy becomes your guide. I'm Charlotte and I'm here to walk beside you as you reconnect with your truth, your intuition, and the deeper layers of who you truly are. Welcome to the Mystic Psychology Podcast. I am so happy if you're joining me again. And if you're joining the first time, welcome. I'm Charlotte. I'm your host for this podcast. I'm an intuitive. I teach energy work and I am a channel medium and coach. So this episode will all be about something that is so important and will be so important in every area of your life, and that is shadow work. Because shadow work is one of the most essential practices in the psychological area, also in the energetic area, in so many areas. And that is why I will go into the topic, what is shadow work? Why is it important for your day-to-day life? Why is it important in the energetic world and in energy work? And how you can practice energy, but also shadow work in your life at the end. So shadow work has been so essential because it brings you back to the conditioning and the hidden parts that want to be seen in you, that make you suffer, that make you feel you are not right, that make you feel like you are not proceeding in your life, or that are supporting you for the non-authentic path. So in order to become authentic, to live your unique energetic talents, to live your uniqueness and your truth, it's about finding these hidden parts. And these hidden parts are parts in you that have been pushed back into your subconscious because you decided they are too painful to look at. But at the end of the day, they are showing up in your daily life. And maybe that is through a bad mood, a depression. Maybe it's through anxiety. Maybe it's through being scared of connection or being afraid of going forward. It can be in so many ways that your shadows are trying to bring attention to them. So today we will dive into that topic because especially intuitive people, especially people who are have a lot of empathy and that are highly sensitive, are very scared to get in touch with the feelings of other people because they feel overwhelmed, or they say, oh, Charlotte, when I am around people, I feel like it's too much for me because I can feel so much, because I can sense so much, and I can't deal with that. And in order for you to proceed on your path, this will be super important to deal with those emotions, because emotions are what makes us human. And it's our judgment against the emotions we have that cause this contraction into ourself, that makes us tight, that makes us not proceed, as I mentioned before. So when we live life from the fullest, it also means to open up to emotion to the fullest. And emotions are not only happiness, and it's not only blissfulness, but it's also being sad, being mad, being in pain because you have lost something, or you're through a transition phase. So emotions are not only the happy, blissful ones, but it's also the ones that are uncomfortable. And I really call them uncomfortable and not bad, because there's a lot of people who judge about emotions as good and bad. So this is a good emotion because it feels comfortable. But then there's the bad emotions and they feel uncomfortable. But in truth, it's just feeling comfortable and uncomfortable. There is not such a thing as good and bad emotions. They are all part of us and they want to show us something. And they are here for a reason. So I want to give you an example that I give my clients many, many times. And it's an example of two children. Imagine there's two children. One child that is happy and blissful and that is smiling and that is fully in the heart and is just this bright, shiny child. And then there's this other child. It's angry and it's frustrated and it's sad and it wants attention and it wants it's just in a very uncomfortable place. Now think about it and really imagine these two children. Do you think that the child who is mad, sad, frustrated is less worth than the child that is happy and blissful and that is just in this shiny mood? And the answer is, of course not. And now think about it. If there is this child that is mad and frustrated and sad, what does this child need? What is it this child is actually looking for? And usually what this child is looking for is attention, is love, is compassion. It's about being seen and being allowed to express what wants to be expressed in this moment. And truthfully, there is no difference between you and these two children because these two children actually live inside of you. These two children are a part in you, the happy and blissful child and the angry, frustrated, fearful child, sad child. So the question is, if with a child in the outside, you would go and be compassionate and loving, and maybe you would talk to this child or whatever you would do with a frustrated, angry, sad child, why wouldn't you do it with yourself? Think about it. Why are you cutting yourself off of these emotions? Why do you not want to feel these emotions? Yes, because they're uncomfortable. Yes, because they're painful. But yes, you are human and you're allowed to be a human in this world where it's all about feeling the whole spectrum of emotions. Because this is what we really came here to do, to feel. So what is actually causing the pain is the rejection of these feelings. It's the rejection of not wanting to see them and not wanting to feel them and not wanting to get in touch with them, these parts in yourself. And in this moment, what happens is that you are cutting yourself off of yourself, also energetically. So one piece of yourself you are judging as being wrong, as not being right. And in this moment, you can't be fully yourself. You can't be fully your authentic self because you are suppressing it. So now, if you think about it, and if you see that all emotions are a part of yourself, and it's this wide spectrum of becoming, then there also lies the freedom. And I was looking for freedom for my whole life. I am telling you. People kept on telling me, you are such a freedom loving person and you are so, yes, on freedom. And whatever you see in the outside is literally what happens in the inside. So I was looking for freedom. And one time in one of my seminars, I really broke free. And I remember this moment where I fully allowed to be myself with all emotions. And I told the people there, you can take me as I am with all my emotions, or you can leave. And I'm completely fine with it. I will respect it. I will not be mad at you. I understand it, but this is who I am. And in this moment, I felt free. I felt free to be myself. I felt free to feel the whole spectrum of who I am without judging it, without tearing myself apart. But the key to it is not getting attached to these emotions. So in Buddhist meditation, and I was there in Thailand last year for 10 days in a silent meditation camp. It was very interesting because what really resonated with me, and I'm not a Buddhist meditation teacher, but what I took away for me was that there is attachment and disattachment. And in meditation, you learn that you can feel all the emotions and that all emotions are there, that everything's there, thoughts, everything, but that you don't hang on to them, that you don't attach to them, because the attaching to them is the suffering. And I will do a whole podcast just about attachment and disattachment and meditation, but it's really just becoming aware of what you are feeling, giving space to what you are feeling in order to allow yourself to be fully yourself in all emotions. So coming to say that, it is why it is matters in your day-to-day life, because if you live a life from the fullest with your emotions, and I'm not saying that you should go out and start yelling at people, because this is not what it's about, but it's about allowing yourself to feel and not to suppress. So I have a client and she is very, very, very sad. But in her mind, she's always telling me, I want to be happy. I want to be blissful. I want to be amazing. There's something wrong with me. There's something not right with me. And in this moment, she's suppressing all that sadness. So what happens is that she's even getting more sad, because what happens when a child, let's go back to the example of that child, when a child that is mad, sad, and frustrated, and you go there to this child and you tell them, you are wrong. You are wrong to be sad. You are wrong to be frustrated. You are wrong to be mad, or whatever you're uncomfortably feeling. How do you think this child will feel? And how do you think it will react? So there's two ways it will react. Either it will suppress and it become even more adapted to the parents, to the surrounding, or it will become more aggressive and will become passive aggressive, which means not showing aggressiveness in yelling or expressing it this way, but in a way that, for example, if you're with a partner and you're passive aggressive, and then you would, because he doesn't want to wash his clothes, you would wash his clothes in a wrong temperature, so it gets smaller and ruined. That is, for example, passive aggressiveness. So you would start getting passive aggressive, the child would start getting passive aggressive. So this is an example what happens to yourself, because the moment you are suppressing all these uncomfortable emotions, you are starting to get either passive aggressive, or you start suffering in a way that you have depression, anxiety, or something else, feeling stuck, all these kind of things. So in your daily life, it matters because once it gets room to flow through you, that these emotions get to flow through you, then you're starting to become into the flow. You will start getting into the flow of your life and things start shaping, things start getting aligned in your life. And that's why it matters. You will start feeling more happy, what you actually want. You will feel more aligned, connected. You will feel more free. You will feel more life in you. And I remember another story of mine when I was about beginning 30 and I was in a seminar. It was a hypnosis seminar. And I realized in one of my hypnosis sessions that until I was beginning 30, I was not allowing myself to feel because I was terrified of my own emotions. I was terrified of what I would find. I was terrified. But in this moment, I also realized I've never lived life. I always kept myself living, being me, expressing my needs, expressing what I want. And for the intuitives and empaths and highly sensitive people, it's even more important because you feel what other people feel. You sense what other people are thinking. So in this moment where you're not allowing yourself to feel what the other people also feel, then you're starting to attach and you're starting to not allow yourself to let the emotions flow through you. So instead of being, okay, there's an emotion and I can feel this person is angry and I'm not afraid of that anger anymore. I'm not afraid of that fear anymore. I'm not afraid of that sadness. And I'm letting myself feel it, but letting it feel and then again, let it go. And this is what shadow works enables you. It makes you, or it gives you the possibility to feel, but then at the same time, let go of that emotion. So this is why it's also important in the energetic world, because once you start working with energy, once you start working with other people, once you start working with your unique energetic gifts, then when you feel, you understand how you can deal with those emotions, how you can let these emotions flow through you. And that everything that triggers you in other people is something that triggers you inside of yourself. It mirrors it. And this is where I want to go now, is to tell you how you can work with shadow work. So number one, everything that triggers you, everything that you see in other people and that makes you feel uncomfortable is something inside of yourself. And that is just the truth, because the whole world functions as a mirror. And if you resonate with something, and if you are judging something, then you know you're judging something inside of yourself. Then it's a trigger in yourself and it wants to be seen. And it's a possibility because in this moment, life gives you the possibility to heal, to help that child that is angry, sad, frustrated, or whatever it is, to smile again, to feel happy again, to feel loved, to feel seen. Which where we come to the second part of how you can work with shadow work is the inner child work. So inner child work is about becoming aware of your inner child and really starting to nourish it. Number three, how you can work with shadows is journaling. Number four, what you can do is allow yourself just to feel the emotions by naming it. And this is how I started, because I was not connected to my emotions at all. So for me to reconnect to my emotions, if I could sense something like I'm mad, I would internally say to me, I am mad, or there is anger, there is sadness, there is frustration. I would just name it, but I would not do anything with it. I would just name it and become aware that it's here. Then another way is that you can listen to your body. So this is the next step. If you're already aware to emotions, is that you become aware where in your body is that emotion, and really feel it and stay in that area of your body and just allow yourself to feel it. There's many other ways, and there's many people who are specialized in shadow work, but shadow work is one of the most important ways to work with yourself if you want to proceed living your truth and your authenticity and to heal. So in my next episode, I will give you a guided shadow work exercise, which will help you also to reconnect to your shadows, hopefully, and to work through that process. And meanwhile, I wish you all the best. Become aware and become aware of these emotions that are so worthy of being seen and that are actually the presence in your life, because they guide you more and more into who you really are. Every uncomfortable situation is a situation helping you becoming more authentic. Thank you for listening. I see you, I hear you, I feel you, and I wish you a wonderful day wherever you are. Thank you for being here, for your time, for listening, and showing up for your own personal path. If something touched you today, share it with someone who needs to hear it too. And make sure to subscribe and get my weekly newsletter. You can always go deeper at mystic-psychology.com or find me on Instagram. I'd really love to connect to you in person, read your comments and messages. So until next time, stay close to your soul and trust what you feel, follow your intuition, and I can't wait to connect with you again.